Well, after all the excitement of the last few episodes, we're sort of back to reality today, trying to focus on securing promotion from the Conference North, but we do have the opportunity to book another appearance at Wembley, so it's not quite back to reality. Hello and welcome to part 33 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we are playing Darlington in the league, and then we have the second leg of our FA Trophy semi-final against Aldershot. You saw the first leg in the last episode. We just need to make sure we don't mess it up to book a spot at Wembley in the FA Trophy final for the second season running. Can we retain our trophy? But before we get into any of that business, there's been a board meeting. As most of you all know, I think, if you've ever had a look at the Patreon at patreon.com/LOLLUJO, we have a board of directors here at home who are on the top level on Patreon with their monthly donations, and we have a little private Twitter group where we have conversations and discuss important club matters. Now, there's not been many important club matters to discuss so far because we've never had any money and never really been in a position to make any kind of decisions, but obviously we are now. We've got lots of money. We've got over £1 million in the bank. So it's time to go to the board with some board requests. Now, the board of directors, the real one, not the one in game, have made their decision about what we should be focusing on. So we're going to ask for some improvements in the order that they've suggested we ask them, basically so that if we run out of money or the board stop taking requests, we get their preferences in first as the board of directors. So we're going to make a board request. What they've asked us to ask for first is training. So we want to improve training facilities. So let's see if Sir Enoch knew who's up for that. It's not going to notice. Oh, there you go. We're going to get new training facilities. Next was youth. So youth facilities. Let's improve our youth facilities as well. Hey, then data analysis. Let's try and improve our data analysis. And that's where we stop. We would have tried to do youth level and various other bits and pieces. I don't think there are any bits and pieces after that, but they were the top three that the board were looking for. Let's see how much money we've just cost ourselves by doing that. So, new training facilities, £220,000. Imagine, we wouldn't have been in a position to spend that kind of money 6 games ago. Youth facilities at $190,000 and then £100,000 worth of data analysis facilities. So we've just committed ourselves to what, £500,000 worth of spending? Where do we see that? It doesn't actually show on there, does it? So when do we get them? We have our new training facilities and youth facilities by just after the start of next season, and data analysis we should have within a couple of weeks. Wowzers. So where do we see facilities? I hope we've not just upgraded Raun's stuff. I hope they're building this stuff over in home for when we move back at the end of the season, or else I'll be very upset. I'm sure that's what's happening. We also still need suggestions for the new name for the ground, or else we're going to be moving into Home Stadium in the summer. Can't call it Home Stadium. Let me know down in the comments what you think the ground should be called, and if you see one that you really like, pop a thumbs up on it as well so they rise to the top of the comments so we're all more likely to see it, and then we'll perhaps do a little poll or something. We've probably got two episodes left this season before we move into the new ground. It needs a name, or I'm just going to call it Kevin Chapman Park, and that'll learn you all. Right, let's get into this game. This is the team that we're going to be playing. We are going back to the 4-3-3 for this game, not for any particular reason other than the fact that I wanted to give Shane Phillips a game. He hasn't played for a little while. He's struggling a little bit for match fitness. He's a player who I want to have some match fitness as we go into the run-in, because we might want to drift into this 4-3-3 as we start to play some of the bigger games in the run-in. Pozo's still injured, so Phillips is the only player we've got at the club who can currently play there, and he's not match fit. So we've changed the whole system purely to try and get one player match fit. So we're going with Mayle in goal, a back four of Critchlow Noble, Vaughan, Colley and Diallo, with Phillips as that ball-winning midfielder, Wolf and Buckley in front of him. My theory being, if we're doing a proper holding midfielder, let's just go really attacking with the two in front of him. We've not done that before. Let's see how it works out. And then we've got Powell up front, supported by Clark and Broom. We do have plenty of attacking options on the bench, though, if we do decide to switch the system up midway through the game. What do you know? Shane Phillips isn't match fit. However did we find that out? Right, let's team talk. Assertive. We can effectively secure a playoff berth. Well, let's do that then. We want to secure a playoff berth because that is our pre-season goal achieved then. The board were looking for the playoffs. The media predicted, I think, second place is what the media predicted. So we could potentially have met all our goals for the season, plus have all lots of shiny new facilities being built by March. And then it's just, in a dream scenario, we move into our new ground with a Conference North trophy and an FA trophy to plonk in our new trophy cabinet, which presumably is being built as we speak. That's the dream scenario that we're working towards now. We just need to make sure we don't go mess it all up. Of course, Darlington and the team that have all the backing the Borough originals. That was Mitchell Glover running down the right wing there for Darlington. I think they've got Jordan Henderson as well. Mayall's made a couple of good reflex saves early on, but he just never seems to have any awareness of where the ball's going after it hits him. He's a good shot stopper, but he's not a good goalkeeper on top of that. So that's something we might have to address as we move up the leagues. I don't think Mayall's going to be with us for the long haul. We do a new goalkeeper every season. You know how it works. And what a goal from John Buckley. That was absurd. For a man who's barely played this season, there's been so much messing around in midfield, but he's took the corner, runs up to take it, and from a ridiculous angle, it's like a floating lob of a goalkeeper who's basically stood on his line. It's ridiculous. Some people have said, Kev, why are you not getting super animated and excited in your videos recently? I've still got my chest infection. It's been lingering for like a month. If I cheer and shout and get excited, I start to cough. You saw me nearly go then. But I am excited. Believe me, I am excited. And that goal was stupendous. And as it stands right now, with, 8 games left to go, I think this is a 42-match season in the Conference North, with 5 points clear of Chester, 10 points clear of Wrexham now. Wrexham have just completely fallen apart. They led the league for so long, and they've just combusted. I don't know if they've lost a player, or lost their manager, or just lost their bottle, but they have just fallen apart. Right, let's assertively say, don't get complacent, get out there, get the job done in the second half again. We need to keep an eye on Shane Phillips, just for fitness levels. I know the idea is to get as much game time into him as possible to give him some match fitness, but there's no point playing him into an injury, so we'll just monitor him a little bit. He's no worse off than anyone else at the moment, so I'm not going to worry too much, but we are just keeping an eye on him. The one worry, and worry is probably the wrong word when we've been fairly dominant again, but we're not creating very much today. We're not controlling possession. We're not really creating much in the way of chances. We've scored one incredible goal, but we've not really created much else. And hopefully that's just because we've played a lot of big games recently. We're probably suffering from some exhaustion, both emotionally and physically. And if we just grind out a result here, I can live with grinding out a result. But my worry is if we let Darlington back into the game, then like Mitchell Glover is in there and scores, then we're not winning anymore. And that's a problem. And for those of you who like to commentate on my hair as well, I realise it looks ridiculous today, but it's currently minus 2 degrees sat in my garage. In between the bits where I'm on camera, I'm wearing a hat. If Loki Doki didn't exist, I'd be wearing a hat the whole time. But I can't be doing with the, it's Loki takeover comments that I know I'd get because you're all monsters. So I'm taking the hat off for the on-camera bits, but it's freezing. I'm wearing a hoodie. I've got a blanket over my knees. I will be wearing a hat. It's so cold. If it gets much colder, you're not having videos for a few days because I can't sit out here like this. That's why I've got a chest infection I can't get rid of. You bullies. Right. Mick Powell's not playing very well. Potton can come on for him. Broom also not playing very well, so Cottrell can come on for him. We'll make Cottrell the winger on that side. Clark can be inside forward over there. That will do for now. And what we also need to do is show some passion because we just don't seem like we're trying in this game, which is a little bit of a worry. We can't afford to start getting complacent or else we're gonna throw away the opportunity for back-to-back-to-back. And everyone knows we want back-to-back-to-back. Right, we're just going to drop him back a little bit, just into a more normal midfield arrangement now. And hopefully find a way to, let's demand more. Come on, lads. We need a goal from somewhere. Someone just go and score a goal for old Kev. We're at the wrong end of the pitch. I didn't mean for Darlington to score a goal. What a tackle from Shane Phillips, but it is the last touch of the game. At least it shows he's match fit now, because if he can make that tackle in the 91st minute, then we're sorted. But let's give him the old, that wasn't good enough, aggression to hopefully get us all fired up and ready to go for the second leg in the FA Trophy semi-final. We need to get that booked, and then we need to sort our lives out in the league. We've got a golden opportunity for promotion. I don't want to bottle it. That would upset me a lot. I mentioned this briefly in the last episode because I didn't know what the record was, but if we avoid defeat today in the second leg against Aldershot, we set a new FA Trophy unbeaten run record. We've gone 18 matches without defeat in this competition. That is the current record. So as long as we don't lose against Aldershot, we have a nice little record that we can pick up and take into the future with us. It's a nice record to have. Hopefully we don't mess things up. Well, this seems like a bad idea, but no changes for the second leg, because it was basically the team that did so well in the first leg. We just messed up a little bit against Darlington. These are the ones who felt my wrath after the match, so they're the ones who can sort their own problems out. We have got different personnel on the bench though, so we do have the option with Ian Dolo there to switch to the 4-2-3-1 if we need to, but Shane Phillips still isn't fully match fit, so we're going to give him games. You can see I've also listed him for loan. That was at his request. He's still officially listed as a hot prospect despite having played over 100 games for us, and when he was complaining about not playing very much, that was what he wanted. So he is on the loan list, but I don't really want to loan him out because we need him. Right, let's passionately say you deserve to be in the final. I hope that was the right thing to do. Normally, I like to be assertive, but Aldershot are the league above us. I don't want to be assertive. And we did show against both Arsenal and West Brom that sometimes just take the pressure off for these big games and let the opposition crumble, as they're doing. Look, we've got anxious players on the opposition team again, and we're just chilled out and happy. That's how we want to be. And goes just over from the first attack of the game, which was from Aldershot. We need to... We haven't looked much of an attacking threat at all in this episode. We are controlling possession a little bit better than we were against Darlington, but we're not creating any chances. We've not had a shot on target in the first half hour of the match. What is going on? Mick Powell was a dominant hero in the last couple of episodes. Oh, Joseph Colley, what a header. What a header. That's basically booked as our spot at Wembley. 3-0 up now on aggregate. And what a header from Colley. Let's look at this. Buckley again with a beautiful corner. And Colley just... I'm surprised he's not giving himself a concussion. He's headed that so hard. That's ridiculous. Nobody is stopping that. If he headed that against a wall, he's knocking the house down. What a hero. Right. I'm happy with that header. I don't know if I made that clear. Let's have a look what's going on at half-time. Let's assertively... No, not assertive. Passion... No, just calm. Calm. Don't get complacent. Calmly don't get complacent. I've stressed out John Buckley. But other than that, everyone else seems reasonably happy. Well, Buckley's not played a huge amount this season. I know he's been good today. He's scored a cracker. He's made the others from corners and stuff. And he's been playing very well. But if he wants to get all nervous because I've said calmly, just don't mess up, then he can come off. We've got Hornshaw, I think, on the bench, who can easily come on and play in that position. Diallo's done brilliantly there. Played it a little bit behind Wolf, but did brilliantly to go past his man. It's back with Diallo again, who... Again, the running's good. The passing leaves a little to be desired. But it's with Phillips. Phillips plays it forward to Diallo. Is Phillips captain? Oh, no, it's just the design of the shirts, I think, because he's wearing a long sleeve. Wolf, because, Powell should be captain, of course. I know who my captain is, honest. Critchlow Noble in behind now. Squares it to Powell, and it's gone in off Mick Powell's something. I don't know what part of him that's gone in off of. Sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time. He knew nothing about this. The first time was obviously an attempt at goal. The second time it's just hit him while he's still lying down. There you go. That's Powell trying, and that's it hitting Powell. And it looked like it hit his hand, if anything. But it's his 32nd goal of the season. I'm not going to complain. 2-0 up on the night. 4-0 up on aggregate now. And E-I-E-I-E-I-O, etc. Wembley stuff. Buckley now has just scored another wonder goal. John Buckley probably should have been starting all season. He was great last year and he's been great today. So perhaps John Buckley has forced his way back into... Look at that. He did a little forward roll to celebrate as well. That's not a man who looks particularly nervous, is it? Beautiful free kick and then a forward roll before it's even in the back of the net. He was rolling before he scored there because he was that confident it had gone in. You're trying to tell me that man's nervous. Right, Cottrell can come on and we'll also bring on Hornshaw. I'm tempted to do a triple, but I won't for now. We'll just stick Cottrell on there. I was going to bring Ian Dolo on for Brooms. Brooms not playing very well either. But I kind of want to keep Ian Dolo there to maybe bring on for Shane Phillips because, again, I'm watching his fitness levels. He's not played for ages and now playing 2 games in 4 days. he is struggling a little bit. So I think we're going to take Shane Phillips off, bring on Ian Dolo, and just go to the more attacking of the two systems. Stick Ian Dolo up there. Easy peasy. And hopefully, I say hopefully, see this out. We're 5-0 up on aggregate with 5 minutes to go. If we don't see this out from here, questions need to be asked. It's another corner from Buckley. Powell's been fouled. So Mick Powell from the penalty spot to make it 4-0 on the night, 6-0 on aggregate, and he misses. Well, it's saved. I mean, it was a poor penalty. It was straight at the goalkeeper. I have no qualms calling that a miss. It was straight at the keeper. If the keeper pulls off a good save, then I'll say it's a save. That was a miss. Buckley with another. Buckley's been really dangerous from these set pieces. It's Buckley again. We saw him score from there in the last match, but plays it across to Vaughan instead. Vaughan into Ian Dolo, out to Diallo. Diallo passes out to Cottrell, and Cottrell made that look a worse pass than it was, I think. I was a little critical of Diallo's passing earlier, but Cottrell could have made it onto the end of that if he'd have actually tried, which he didn't. But let's passionately say we're in the final. Congratulations, back at Wembley. Now the question is, will we take more or less people to Wembley than we took to Old Trafford? It's becoming an expensive little affair being a home fan. Not only are you having to travel out to Raunds for all the home games, and buy tickets for 2 extended cup runs in different competitions and go to Old Trafford, now you've got to go down to Wembley as well. It's a hard life, isn't it? That should... When does the FA Trophy final happen? Last game of the season. So that will be tomorrow's episode, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll probably just... It depends how this running goes. If the running looks like it might fall apart, we might even do one of these games in between. In fact, I think that's probably best. If we look at that league table, promotion is absolutely not sewn up at all. We're level on points at the top of the league. We play Chester, right? Forget what I just said. Monday's episode, tomorrow's episode is going to be Chester and Alfreton and Chester, and then we'll do Blythe and the FA Trophy final on Tuesday, because we've got to see that Chester game is the title decider. So we'll see that tomorrow. And yeah, that'd be splendid. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Where's my hat? Thank you very much for watching.